Mm-hmm. It's about that time. Once again, Tuesday night live streams. Emceemur here, and it is time for Star Control, Famous Battles of the ur-quan Conflict Volume 4, one of my all-time frickin' favorites. It just is. We've got some day one stuff planned for later this week, but for now, we're kicking it retro, just like you know I love to do. Star Control was so great, and without Star Control, and without Mass Effect, oh, not Mass Effect, Starflight. Without Starflight and Star Control, we would not have Mass Effect. That's where all that came from, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. Now, I don't mind being the Alliance of Free Stars, but I always am the good guy in this one, which is contrary to my nature because I'm usually a villain. So, this time I think I want to be the hierarchy. They're just evil, they are. But, you know, the first time I played a Mass Effect game, it just took me back to games like this, and especially the sequel. Full game. You've got all these different scenarios that are preset in these randomly generated maps, but the scenarios and the limitations are the same. Or you can just play escalation, which starts each side off with a starbase, some money, a map, and go. And that's what we're going to do today. I like the stars to be visible. Oh, it's just fantastic. I've had a hankering to play this. Some great combat, some great strategy. The Alliance is making their moves. Captain Retro, my esteemed colleague, is actually playing through some Starflight right now on the Sega Genesis. And, I mean, one of my favorites, too. I can't have one without the other. And they're not from the same group of people, but you can't have one without the other. What are we building first? Initially, we're going to build a couple of Illwrath Avengers, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to do that, and then we'll save up for something better. And we are lucky enough to have a mine world right here on the starbase, so we're going to get the mine started and then fortify it. You got to have the mines built up because you get 1 credit for every freaking turn that you have a mine. So you have 8 mines, you're getting 8 more credits versus just the 1 you get per round. That's your alliance. That's your allowance. You got to have that. God, what's the matter with me? Might be because I cut my foot open earlier today and had to go have a tetanus shot. All right, but hey, I made it back in time for the stream. That's what's important. All right, let's get a fortification up while he's doing the mining. 6 credits, no more units, we pass. Alliance mine established. I love the little animations they do down there in the corner. God, this just takes me back. When this was brand new, it was an $80 game. I had to beg like I was bleeding out my eyes to get this thing. But I knew, and you know, it was love at first sight. I knew that this was going to be such a great game, and it was. But you never know, you know, if it's going to be the one that's just, I mean, the one that makes your top 25 later on when you're a freaking old fart and you want to look back and play some of these things. And this is as good to you as, you know, anything by today's standards. I should build an UMGA drone so we can spread out faster. But they're not very effective in combat. But we're going to go ahead and do it. His name is E-I-E-I-O. I love their names. And if you haven't played Star Control 2, for God's sake, play that as well. Starflight and Star Control had a baby, and it was Star Control 2. And even that wasn't a combined effort. It just kind of happened that way. It's the best of both worlds, and it is one of the greatest games ever created. It is the greatest game on the Panasonic 3DO, if you have one and have the ability to play that game on there. If not, play it on the computer. But, yeah, it was always peculiar to me that that one system, that was the one console that had that game. No other console had it. EIEIO is going to set up a colony so that we can refuel our crew members on any damaged ships. And I think everybody's... Okay, no, he's done. So we're going to move him over to this star and see what's going on. The stars are unmarked till you get to them, and then they're color-coded, and then you're going to know which ones are which. Alright, he's freed up and there's nothing here, but I still like to fortify the dead stars. It just makes more work for them to have to get through when they're invading, the enemy forces when they come our way. He's colonizing. He needs to fortify the mine. And we'll take a big pass. Stream health looks good. Glad to see that. I've had a lot of problems with that recently. Doesn't look like anybody's here to see it, but that's okay. Most important thing is I'm playing Star Control right now. God, I love this game. And Captain was showing me some stuff on Starflight, some screenshots, and God, I've got to just get a new game going on that too. I beat that originally on my Atari 1040 ST. Also beat it on the Sega Genesis. Still have it on both. Still intend to do playthroughs on both. I don't want to build another drone. All my units are busy. We pass. We immediately have to start saving up for ur-quan dreadnoughts, the most powerful ship in the frickin' game, the most feared of all the starships, and the most badass of sound effects when it fires its guns. Hierarchy fortification established. Now, you don't want to play this game on beginner or easy, because it makes it to where the enemy can only use one of their weapons, which to me, I don't really like that. I mean, it's fine if the AI is a little dumber to make it easier, but make sure they can use all their weapons at least. And I can't remember if I changed the difficulty or not, but hopefully it's on normal. We'll know as soon as we get into a fight. Another mine world. We're mining it. Oh, we're up to $10. He's fortifying. He's mining. He's done. A precursor artifact. We are joined by Emceemur, giving us some official greetings. Thank you for those official greetings. You're just in time for Tuesday night live stream right here on the Emceemur Show, playing some Star Control on the Sega Genesis, one of my absolute all-time favorites. Now, the precursor artifacts, the precursors were the alien races here ages ago. You find some of their stuff laying around, and then you can outfit your ship with a custom part. Kind of gives it a little bit of flair. It might be more fuel pods. It might be more crew space. In this case, it was. It could be a dynamo where you've got better controls and stuff. Kind of nervous to be here. Don't be nervous to be here. This is a nice, calm, happy environment. Nothing here but outer space and games that rule. And make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to the Emceemur Show for all the finest in day one launch title live streams, as well as fantastic lookbacks at retro games from when I was a wee lad and just stuff I absolutely loved. How are we doing on money here? We're building it up. I don't really want a Vux Intruder because they're slow and their range is limited. EIEIO needs to move on. You know, we got a Show 50 Scout coming up here on the bottom. Yes, this is on Genesis. Sega Genesis. Paid $80 for this frickin' thing when it was new. We're going to go ahead and get this drone fortifying this mine star before the Show 50 tries to move in on it. And if he does, he will ultimately be destroyed because we have two able ships defending it. But yeah, if you can emulate this on PC or wherever you can play it, I highly recommend that you do so. Great strategy game, fantastic combat, and great couch co-op if you just want to do the ship combat and fight a buddy. So much fun. This game really has it all. I mean, it was worth $80 back in the day. Uh-oh, we got an Earthling cruiser coming up with him. Look at him coming into my space over here like it ain't nothing. I ain't gonna fly, buddy. They've built an aerolose skiff. They're quite elusive. Well, we cannot have them encroaching on our territory. And they've got a mine built here. So we're gonna be on the offensive here. You mentioned Bionic Commando on CM Retro's channel, and you've been subbed to me since a few days after that. Yeah, I remember talking some Bionic Commando now that you mention it. That's something else I got to do another playthrough on soon. A speed run. See if I can outdo my 100% speed run record of 41 minutes on that game. I'm sure there's people that can beat that, but it feels like a personal best for me. That game's not easy. But I can do some Bionic Commando with the best of them, buddy. We could build an Androsynth Guardian, but that's not what I want. I want a Dreadnought. That Dreadnought is our insurance package. So, yeah, we're going to have to just pass, and battle ensues. Now, the Ilrath Avenger is nowhere near as fast as the Araloo Skiff, but we do have a very powerful flamethrower that will be deadly at close range. Range that the Araloo will have to close in order to shoot, as it is also challenged with range. So we've got our cloaking device, and that works for us too. We are joined by, hey, Matt from Oak City Gamers. Welcome. You're just in time to see the first fight on Star Control, Sega Genesis. Oh, look at him lead me, that pecker. When I cloak, he can't home in on me. Damn it. That's a homing laser if he can see you and if he can get in close enough, but he can't see me. What's up, Unk? We're taking on the Araloo here in some Star Control. Oh, I got him. Snibbed him with some of the fire. I'm kind of just letting him come to me. He's hurt. Oh, I hemmed when I should have hawed. Yes, that ship does look like a bird of prey. And yeah, you can totally catch us on Twitch or Mixer. Probably even looks better over there. But I streamed all 3 platforms just to make sure I'm reaching as much of the gaming community as humanly possible right here with the Emceemur show. So we have won that fight. We destroyed the mine world. I'm afraid we might be playing on beginner difficulty, but that's okay. I just wanted to show you the whole game here. I meant to change it to normal, though. Let's have some Kool-Aid. Okay, we've established a colony with an Ilrath Avenger equipped with extra crew pods from the precursor artifact. So what that means is we can recruit, fill those crew pods up, and now we got a buffed Ilrath. The money's building up. The Umga's kind of vulnerable where he is, but he's going to kind of stay there. And I am going to mine and claim this mine world for the hierarchy. This dude needs to fortify his colony, and that's going to do it for our round. Again, I love those little animations down there. They're also cool when they get destroyed. Such a great game. I bought this in an electronics boutique, I think was the store. Either that or it was a Babbage's, one of them ancient frickin' stores. I know y'all still have those up there in Canada where Unk hangs out. But God, yeah, $80, man, we used to pay for these games brand new. People bitch about games being $60 now, and you know, you actually have reason to in a lot of cases, because games come out in frickin' alpha mode and nobody bats a lash. But man, we paid some money back then. I mean, it was different when we got to PS1. You know, and they guaranteed you that $50 price point, and that was cool. But N64, man, they weren't, you know, Nintendo, they've always been that way. They weren't having none of that. $80 for their higher end first party stuff. My guys are busy, and I kind of want this drone to guard this mine, so we're going to pass again. Trying to build up enough money. Jason Joseph has joined us. Welcome, Jason. Yeah, there's no Babbages anywhere anymore, but I think that's where I bought this game when I bought it. This is, you know, I still have my original copy of all these, so. Here comes the elusive Cyrene Penetrator. They don't have much of a force to contend with. But here they come. The Sirens. They can sing songs and lure your crew out of the ship and take them for their own. We are joined by Gen X Grown-Up. Welcome, John, who is a Gen X Grown-Up, to Tuesday night live streams Star Control. And I just got my ship blown up. And we still don't have enough for a dreadnought. EIEIO is going to just kind of have to hang tight there for a minute. We're going to bring this ship back and try to go for the save. I think we're going to just kind of stay right here and hang out. Because we don't, you know, even if you have a fortification, if two ships land on the same spot, that blips out the fortification. Otherwise, if they're by themselves, they have to besiege it, and there's a percentage roll to see if they actually take out the fortification or not. A precursor installation has been discovered, so they claim a mine in our territory in their name because an alien race had already set it up. And that's some on bull doogie. We may not be on beginner. I may be getting my butt whooped here. Because the AI seems to be making the right moves. Yeah, and we broke the 400 sub mark, which is incredible. We're at 406 now, so Mer Nation is rising up. Couldn't be happier about that. Couldn't be happier to have all of you all along for this fantastic ride that we are on and will continue to go on throughout time. Coming at you live. We have an ur-quan dreadnought, the most feared of the starships. Oh my God, Gen X, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I cut my teeth on this series on computer and on the Genesis, and God, Star Control 2 was just so freaking good. I mean, truthfully, one of the best games ever made. Battle ensues. Launch fighters. Launch fighters. Launch fighters. Launch fighters. Tear them up. I can just bide my time. Oh, that was beautiful. Talking about Commodore there, I see. Don't think I won't pull a Commodore out. That's going to happen too. We're about to start our vintage computing series here on the Emceemur show. I think it is on beginner because he didn't use his warp. I meant to change it to normal. It's not as much of a challenge. But either way, we've made our bed. We'll keep going. Now that game I haven't played, Gen X. I missed out on that one. But anything on your recommendation, you know I'm keen to take a whack at. I'm almost going to say we're going to make a play for their starbase while we have this dreadnought so close. And we're going to move our ships right here. Our starbase is vulnerable, but we'll build something to protect it. Launch fighters. Launch fighters. The Shofixty without its self-destruct mechanism is just useless as tits on a chicken. Yeah, he would have blown up by now. Your Player 2 has joined us. Welcome, YP2, to Tuesday Night Live, playing some Star Control, one of my top 25 all-time on the Sega Genesis. Couldn't be happier about that. Alliance mine destroyed. It's about to become a hierarchy mine, if it even has time to do that. Look at this guy coming. He's going to try to make a play for it. If he makes a play for my starbase, he's going to have to bust through the fortification, and it's not going to happen. He's going for the save right now to try to stop this dreadnought from getting to the starbase. Never owned a Commodore. They're really not that expensive now. If you wanted one, it's the disk drives that are expensive. But if you just wanted to stick some cartridges in, I'm seeing VIC-20s and standard Commodore 64s, you know, for anywhere from 50 and under. But God, the disk drives can be that much or more. The reason I'm harping on that so much is I need a new disk drive for mine. My VIC-20's got a handful of cartridges in it that I want to play. That since I've had it, I have not even had a chance to look at. Tear them up, fighters. See ya. Yeah, man, I'll collab it with you. Let's do it. If you're into it, it's probably something I would jam on. We're going to build a mine. If we even need to do that. I think we're about to win this conflict right here. Yeah, chances are, YP2, if you played this back in the day, it probably was on a PC. And you probably played Star Control too. But God forbid if you did not, you have to. And if you haven't played Starflight, you have to. And if anyone's ever liked Mass Effect and has not played any of these games, please see where those guys got their inspiration from. They got it right here. Starflight is so good. And again, Captain Retro started a game on that the other night. He got a he went to the Midwest Gaming Classic or whatever the hell that was and got a copy of Starflight up there, box and complete. And he's been playing it on the Genesis, and man, I need to get another playthrough going on that and stream it as well. That and this are two of my favorite Genesis games. And I always love this part because it's a different verb each time. This time the hierarchy repulses the alliance. It could be destroys, devastates, demolishes, diarrheas on. You never know what. I'm putting it in Trello right effing now. Do it, homeboy. I can't wait. Okay, see, they're on standard. So watch this. We're going to go to human. Let's play the alliance this time. Computer, put them on good so they're not blisteringly dangerous, but so that they use all their weapons. Let's go for a full game. Once again, we're going to go for, you know what, Total War is a pretty good one. Because then we start with a full fleet, but still the same basic idea. Let's do it. Entering a new star cluster. I love that they regenerate the cluster every time, so it's always a different game. God, so everything's kind of already done here, and there are some stars that aren't discovered, so there's still a little exploration to do, but you're handed something right out of the gate that you need to maintain. We're going to make necessary fortifications. I don't know if they're going to get this deep. We're going to go ahead and move the Chenjesu Brood Home up into hierarchy territory and destroy a mine. We'll go ahead and just go for the throat here. Dude, what's your favorite ship? YP. Listen to this, YP2. Listen to this shit right here. Now, the Airlu Skiff is my favorite because I love just getting in and out with those teleportations and those homing lasers. But listen to this. You know, we were a big RPG group back in the day. We did lots of pen and paper role playing, and we played specifically a lot of Robotech in the Palladium book series. And I had integrated into Robotech, I shit you not, this game all of the ships, races, stats, everything on paper, damage, ratios, everything that these ships could do to scale versus the Robotech cruisers, Veritechs, Destroids, all that. So we actually freaking we're playing a role-playing game of Star Control. I swear, I was such a game maker back in the day. If I wanted an expansion of something, I just made it. But you can teleport too dangerously close to the sun. Yeah, if you get anywhere near the planet or wherever and the gravity sucks you in, you can potentially run into a planet, killing yourself or just doing so much damage that, you might as well be dead. Come the next fight, you will be if you can't get to a colony and refuel yourself. It looks like a Mycon pod ship is guarding this unfortified mine. I think I can take him. Meanwhile, for backup, this Yeehat Terminator, the Yeehat sides with the hierarchy in the second one. No spoilers, but that does happen. They're also a really good ship, very effective in combat. But man, that's true. He is immune, isn't he? He'll just skate right through it. This big old turd burglar, though, God, you get a Chinjesu too close to a planet, you like to not get off of it. Oh, we're too close. That's not going to hit. Oh, man, that's good. That's going to hit the planet. Those poor people, if there was anybody on that planet, they just got Myconed. Oh, that could have been a direct hit. Blort versus Bzrak. I love their names because that's also randomly generated. And there's only so many, but it kind of gives them a little bit of character. A little role playing there. I'm such a role player. I can't help it. That Mycon's really moving out. We do not want to get too close to the planet. And I'm going to catch up on the chat here in just a minute. But boy, we're getting some shots fired here really close to us. And there's no running. I mean, this is to the death. We're engaged. It's happening. We're going to try to get you can actually get a little momentum off the planet if you get in just right. And woo! Catch a wave there. And that did not work in my favor. Oh, come on, baby. See, his shots will home in on you. But they fade over time. Oh, God, there's the planet again. All right. Whoa, buddy. Jesus. I thought I hit him. But he can regenerate, I believe. The Mycons can regenerate. They're a race of mushroom people. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, God, that was going to hit him, too. The Mycons, man, they're smart. They know what they're doing. And he knows I got to let off the gas. If I let go of the shot button, then my projectile fragments and can do like a spread shot thing. But that's not going to do much for me there. So the Chinjesu has the doggy system. We're going to utilize that now. Oh, I'm done for. Oh! Well, there it was. Look at me getting all BA here. Oh, I think I could take him. The doggy unit is supposed to go and take his fuel out. That's DOGY. That's a acronym for something. Robert Payne, is he in the building? I believe he is. Well, I got my tamale smoked on that one. That sucked. We'll let them make their moves here. Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm looking back at what YP2 was saying. The boogers. Yeah, they launched the boogers. Is it the Vux intruder that launches the boogers? You get all those boogers all over your ship, and then you're just bogged down. And at that point, you've got a big rock standing there. You can't even turn. It's all coming back to me now. We are joined by Ty Lord Stevenson. We are joined by J Love 81, cool as Robert Payne. All of Oak City Gamers is here. Man, the gang's all here. Guys, so glad to have all of you right here. Tuesday night live streams. Let's get our butt kicked in some frickin' Star Control. Now we're down a man, so I want to build some Airaloo. If I have a force of Airaloo, then we have a chance. Patootie is going to go ahead and fortify his mine. God, there's so much not fortified. And we have a dreadnought in proximity, and that is not good. We're going to fortify right here. See, it's big enough to go right through the fortifications. The dreadnought, and I think the Chinjetsu is too. All the other ships would have to besiege it. You're FaceTiming this. Yeah, dude, this is it, man. And I know I'm not the only one that enjoyed this game back in the day. And I've got a DOSBox copy of Star Control 2 to play on PC. So hopefully we can stream some of that too in the not too distant future. Again, such a triumph. Starflight and Star Control mated, had a baby, boom, there was Star Control 2. And they didn't really. I mean, they weren't working together on it. It just had the best elements of both games. And in doing so, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Battletoads Double Dragon was kind of neat. I don't know. When you stir two things together, sometimes it's like peanut butter and jelly. But I mean, better than that. I mean, I can't even describe it. All right, we want to build an Airaloo skiff. I mean, for Christ's sake, we don't even have a fortification on our starbase. So the Cyrene Penetrator here will take care of that. Louis Fooey, our newest Airaloo Lile pilot, is now taking off. The races were so cool. The lore in this was so cool. And you don't really get a look into it in this game because this is all the strategy and the combat. Whereas Star Control 2 still has all of that, but it has the Starflight thing of landing on the planets, looking for minerals, the whole in-game economy, outfitting your main mothership and customizing it. You had to converse with the other races like you do in Starflight and maintain relations with them. And in the instance that it can't have any, you got to fight. Yeah, I want to see you besiege that mine, Blort. Paul Blort, Mall Cop. Let's have some more Kool-Aid. Alright, we're getting some fortifications up. We do need more mines. We're not making money nearly... Not nearly quick enough for my liking. That Yeehat is in an area that, I don't know, man. I guess he needs to take on that Mycon, but that's almost a death sentence. They got a shield, but God, the Mycons are so tough. But they're in our space, so you know what? We got to do something about that. That ur-quan could move in at any time. Dadgum. We are joined by Solid Nate and Arcades Games. Ryan, what's up, dude? Glad to have you here on Tuesday Night Livestream. Glad to have you here, Solid Nate. Yes, this is on Genesis. At least that's where I first had a shot at it. Just saw it in the store in the mall, and it had just come out, and I was like, please can I have it? 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 And then eventually I got it. So... Will you take us to Mount Splashmore? Will you take us to Mount Splashmore? Will you take us to Mount Splashmore? So the Yeehat can do that shield. And it's just temporary. But it'll keep us from taking damage. And the Mycons are so good at using gravity to their advantage. It's a slow dog turd of a ship. But look at him. He's going in reverse and he's outrunning me. Look at him. I didn't get him with none of that. And I got to be quick on the draw with the shield button. Oh! I said it and then I wasn't. You can't eat that many of those. Oh yeah, eat the planet. Eat the planet. Now he knows. The AI is pretty smart when you put it on good. He knows he can use that gravity and he can stay as far away from me as he wants to. I'm going to go the other way. At least make him work for it. Come on. Come on. I am just slow enough to where I can't catch this asshole. You can't go in reverse as fast as I'm going forward, dude. That's BS. Something's got to stop you. I'm gaining on him ever so slowly. And if he catches anything, any gravity from the planets or whatever, I'm done. We're not in range. You gotta be duking me, dude. Son of a bitch. We're gonna win this. We're gonna win this. We're gaining on him very slowly. He's gonna fire and I gotta be ready. Damn it! Okay. Oh, God, that's close. J-Love attempted a no-death run on Super Mario Brothers. I'm not man enough for that. I mean, I'll finish it each time, but man, I am not that good. My wife might could do it. She beat Lost Levels like it was nothing. I'm decent at Mario, but God, my nerves get the best of me. Alright, so Mr. Yeehat has got to find a place to build a colony. Or hell, just build a mine while you're there. How are we looking on money? We could build another heirloom, but... Not yet. We still got a full force, so... Man, what a great game. I could not get enough of this back in the day. And the best part was there was no beating it. You just played every freaking scenario as many times as you wanted on the different difficulty levels. It would be a different map generated each time. So this was just a game that never ended, that you could continue to enjoy. This cosmic, deadly game of chess that you would play. All right, where are my... Sometimes you don't know which way you're going here for this thing turning around. I almost wish that you could manually turn it. I understand that's not how it works, but... Lord 666. I always thought... When I was a kid, I always thought that maybe he was the stronger of the ur-quan lords. The Xurza. Oak City says, what are some of my other favorite games for Genesis? Arcus Odyssey by Renovation is a must freaking play. If you haven't played Arcus Odyssey, buy it, emulate it, do whatever you have to do to play it tonight. I beat it again recently. I beat it at least once a year, whether I want to or not. We're going to do another playthrough on that eventually, just to do it. So this and Starflight, you got to play Starflight if you haven't already. Anything Renovation is good. I love Final Zone. That's one of my favorites. We were doing some playthroughs on some of the Renovation games. Beast Wrestler was terrible, but still awesome. Don't know if I want to take on the ur-quan ship just yet, but it's almost like our destiny. And we're going to bring this Murm X form in on it. And we're going to try to do as much damage to this thing as we can. Oh, they're going to make the Murm go first, aren't they? No? Alright. Game on. You got to get in behind him. Shit. He got me. I snibbed him for maybe a quarter of it. That was not nearly good enough. I forgot those missiles weren't homing. God almighty knows. Ah! Well, I botched that horribly. ur-quan retrieves crew. Alright, so that's a problem. Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, we've done the damage, and he can certainly go fill his crew pods back up. It's not likely that he's going to do that because he has position in our territory. So we need to use the openings in our roster to build more heirloom skiffs. There's not many ships you can't take out with a certain group of heirloom skiffs at your disposal because they're just so elusive, and that homing laser, you're almost guaranteed to do damage. There goes one of our mines. Not a good thing. We'll build an heirloom. And, oh, look, we'll build an heirloom. Alright. There's a Spathy Discriminator, which was later changed to the Spathy Eluder, and I don't know why they changed the name. Maybe they didn't want to be guilty of discrimination. But he's in our territory, and that's not what we want done. Your player 2 has made a donation to the Emceemur show. We cannot thank you enough, sir, for your undying affection and support. That's just fantastic, dude. Thank you so much. And you know, every last bit of that is going to ensure that I'm bringing you only the finest quality content each and every time right here on the Emceemur show. And if any of you, I think most of you are, but if any of you aren't already watching Your Player 2, you're missing out on some good tech reviews and advice. And I gotta admit, I've already bought a couple of things that he has done in his tech reviews, including but not limited to that fancy little lavalier mic, which is really a neat little unit for next to nothing. And I'm also ordered one of those pistol grip tripod deals for the iPhone, just because that looks really convenient. And with our new vintage computing series coming up soon, obviously that can't be live streamed. That's going to be very helpful. So thank you, YP2, for that donation and for those recommendations and for everything you do. Love tech videos, and he does great ones with really great production value. I'm all about that. So we've got more heirloom skiffs here. And we got a mine right here that's not built, right next door to the frickin' star base. We can't have that. Yeah, the pistol grip thing looks neat, man. I mean, that just looks like you're going to be able to keep things a little more stable than what I'm currently rocking with when we take different angle views of some of these old school computers. We got an Atari 400. We got an Atari 1040 ST. We got a Commodore 64. We got the Commodore VIC-20. We got some old computers in here, Jack, and we're going to look at them. We're going to look at some gameplay on them, and we're going to really have some fun Let's Plays with some stuff that I haven't played since the 80s, and I'm just, oh my God, I can't wait. So ready to fall in love all over again. So here's this dude with a lone mine. And you know, we almost don't need to worry about mining and all that stuff right now. We're kind of under attack here. We need to get these clowns out of our area. Retro games are so awesome, J-Lo. And our community, man, the small YouTuber army, man, I'm telling you what. And some of you guys, man, just blown away by some of the stuff you guys are doing. And, you know, you don't even know all these people are out there, you know. I mean, you see all these big YouTubers, and it's like, whatever, man. But there are people doing stuff just as good, if not better, at our level. And they're not getting discovered, and we don't know why. We don't know the keys to the kingdom. We don't know all the analytics and the algorithms of YouTube. All we know is how to make stuff that we believe is good and that we've tried our best at. And there's stuff out there that's just fantastic that I hope everybody will see. And I'm trying bit by bit to try to share some of this stuff that I'm finding as I find it and say, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. Hey, have you seen this? We are effectively under attack here. A Vux intruder has joined the Spathy discriminator. And we are going to go ahead and double down with a Shofixty Scout. Heirloom, that's going to make a little bit of room in the roster there. He's mining. It's time for that Yeehat to make a move so that he can join the fight. That's another mine, but we'll take it. Captain Retro asks, what's going down YouTube town? What's going down is we're about to take on Pwappy and Zuck with Daikon and Louie Fooey. Oh, he almost got me, didn't he? They always spawn the heirloom in super close. You're about to see the boogers Josh was talking about. Here come the boogers. But you can stay kind of away from the boogers with the heirloom skiff. Also staying safely behind the Vux so he can't get me with that super deadly laser. You'll hear the boogers bite when they latch onto you, and you'll know they got you. You can also see it on the diagram to your right. There'll be boogers on the drawing. We're going to make one more pass here, and I think we'll be good. Yeah! The boogers! We'd be playing this as kids, and we'd be getting them all over. So, fucking boogers! Screaming about boogers. Now, the Spathy, when it rips a fart, it shoots out that missile. And that is known as the butt. The backwards utilizing tracking torpedo. They had a sense of humor, man. But this game is dead serious. And the lore is for real. And it's super cool. But there are things about it that are just going to make you grin. It farts a missile at you. Damn. Now, these two right here can dogfight because they're both pretty agile and they're both fast. You got to trick them to kind of coming at you. I'll take some at this range, all I can get. Damn. Got one more hit and I'm done. Shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 2 more shots, he'd have been dead. Ooh. Can the Shofixty Scout finish him off and survive? I'm not even worried about it. I want that space on the roster. I love the self-destruct mechanism. Yahoo! Blows you up. They're great for that when you take on the ur-quan too, because if you can get him in close enough to a dreadnought, you can do some significant damage. Especially if you're good enough to fly right on there and get in the crotch of one of his frickin' side thrusters and just get him for all he's worth. Bust a crit on that fool. I'm afraid they're going to build another one. The AI is smart enough to know what it needs in most cases. Ugh. All right. We've got some serious... Well, no, we don't. We've actually spent some of the money. Well, anyway, we've got a healthy little group of heirloom here. And this ur-quan has not retreated. This time next year, Emceemur will be 10,000 plus, no problem. Man, I'd like to believe that. Analytics suggest different. But you could be right. You never know. We might just hit a vein. And when I say hit a vein, I mean this. We do some of these day one streams, and I do some of the stuff that's really under the radar. And that's not really necessarily even by design. I like weird JRPGs, and I'm intrigued by games that people know nothing about or really didn't hear about. And a lot of times we hit a vein. A lot of times we get in there and we're streaming, and next thing you know, you got freaking 30, 40 people in there, and you don't know any of them. And it's like, oh my God, I hope some of these people stick around. And you know, I can always count on you guys, which is awesome. But it's always great bringing in more viewers into the stream. And I mean, because God, the community is more huge than we'll ever give it credit for being. And we're always hoping that we're bringing in new blood, and that Mur Nation will continue to rise up. So who knows how many veins we're going to hit this year. You know, there's still lots of releases this year. And lots of collector's editions to unbox. All kind of stuff going on. But like Captain says, don't hit a Sony vein. They will shut you down. Captain, I still don't know what to say about that. But Captain's going to be out soon. He's going to be back streaming again. I have no doubt. Because that whole embargo mess with MLB, that was just stupid. But for the record, that was the biggest vein I've ever seen anybody hit. Had you been a mosquito, you'd have exploded. Alright, so I'm hoping they don't give this drone the first go. I want to take out this ur-quan dreadnought. We got to get our forces moved out, and you get 3 moves per turn. Oh, the drone's going first. And he can do that retro backward propulsion crap. You bastard. You don't want to get stuck in the antimatter cone. Oh, you freaking prick. Oh, Gookie versus Lolilu. You're done for, oh Gucky. Shit. But I think we know what's going to happen to Lolilu. Launch fighters. It takes a few. If you want to make the omelet that is a dead ur-quan, you got to break a few heirloom eggs. Yeah, check out Arcades Games, for God's sake, if you haven't looked at this guy. I mean, freaking emulator wizard over here. I mean, and I was just telling you how I love tech talk and tech reviews, because I'm kind of a noob at all this new PC stuff going on. But man, this guy was telling me some stuff the other night that was blowing my mind. All the stuff he was doing on these professional emulators and scaling the N64 to look all these different ways, man, it was just freaking fascinating. I don't know anybody doing that kind of stuff. Just absolutely fascinating stuff. And if nothing else, just guaranteed live streams all the time of good stuff, retro stuff, always there when you're ready to tune into something like that. So man, killer guy, killer freaking channel. I can't recommend it enough. So we're down to Mary Pup and Tiffy Willow. I love their freaking names. And then we've got an Earthling cruiser, a couple of the ships there that are just going to be frickin' fodder. Ur-quan fodder. Look at him going back now. He's going to try to refuel because he took some hits. I think the AI knows when it's taken enough hits. It's hard to say what we do here. I guess we're going to try to colonize. We're going to try to build up here because we've got them on the run. Some of these encounters, they can take hours. It's almost like football, man. You're trying to get a lane to the freaking end zone here. But you might only gain a few yards on each play. And you also may get back the F up a few times. So we're backing them off. But look, they've built another ur-quan dreadnought. They're going to come in together and they're going to push us way back into our territory because they can get through fortifications and it takes multiple ships to take them out. We may have to build a Chinjesu brood home to try to at least take one of those out. I'm not as slick with these Araloo skiffs as I used to be. I love how you come back to these old games and you're like, oh man, you know, I was good at this. I'm going to be good at it today. Not true. There's no guarantee of that. I get back and I'm just rusty as an old nail. Is that a fresh one? I think this is a fresh one. It's Lord 3. It's a fresh one. Been off more than I could chew this time. Oh, what's up, buddy? You don't know where I'm at. Whoa! What's up, big boy? Let's play with him a little bit. Whoop! Ba-da whoop! Launch fighters, what? Another thing you can do, and I'm just remembering this, get him to launch the fighters, right? Okay, we're going to do it. Get him to launch the fighters. And get them to go over there by the planet. And the gravity will suck them in and kill them. Although I don't think it worked there, but... No, we took hits, so that backfired. But if you're good enough, you can pull that off. And you can really trick the ur-quan dreadnought into losing a lot of its crew. Without even having to fire a single shot. Come and get me, big boy! Yeah, like YP2 was saying earlier, we're immune to the gravity thing with the skiff. And apparently those are too. You got to kind of get them to drive into it, I guess. I remember doing that. Well, poop on a bun. We're losing the war. I know what we need. More Kool-Aid. God, they're tearing us up. Alliance colony destroyed. Not what we want done there. We just have mines here, and our Yihad is pinned in. We're going to try to take on this Androsynth Guardian, just for something different. He beep, me beep. He's going to turn into a comet. The Androsynth collapses into a ball. And gets us right in the middle of our off moment with the shield. I love their little victory musics too. It's so freaking cool. So talking about the Sega Mini, you know, if At Games makes it, I don't know. I mean, the Atari 2600 was kind of a, you know, that Flashback 8, I felt kind of ripped off on that. I mean, it was pretty chintzy. At the same time, though, it's kind of cool. I guess it just depends on what's on it. I think what I'm most excited about is the Sega collection coming on in a month or two for current gen consoles and the online leaderboards. I'm really pumped for that. The Mega Drive Classics or whatever the hell they're going to call it. Yeah, drinking from a straw is totally where it's at. I've had enough Coca-Cola for one day, so I grabbed one of Molly's Kool-Aid jammers. Hopefully she won't be too sore with me. We're going to get revenge for Lilulo or whatever his name was. Lilo and Stitch. Launch fighters. That was a good run. Stung him. He breaks up the middle. Get out of there. That's what I'm talking about. Get the fuel built back. What? Holy sheep shnikes. In the line of fire right there, buddy. Oh, yeah. Are we about to win a fight? Get out of my space. That's how I used to do it. I'm getting it back. I'm getting it back. Bobbing, weaving. So yeah, you know, one of the most vulnerable ships. One hit from that thing and I'm gone. But I was able to take that thing out. I could do worse. And we'll take out this Androsynth, or this frickin' Ilrath Avenger. Build a skiff to replace the one that we lost. Now this sumbitch right here, as we saw earlier in the game, can cloak itself. And is deadly only at close range. Unfortunately, we got to get into close range because we got to get him to fire and uncloak. And our homing laser does not work when he's in cloak. But for the moment that he comes out, we can pepper a few shots in there. He'll block a lot of them, though, with his flame. I had to scratch my ear, and I lost. My ear was my undoing. My ear was my undoing. Alright. We do need a Chinjesu brood home. If we're truthfully going to finish this conflict, because they're going to keep coming with the ur-quan dreadnoughts, and we're going to have some heavy hitters, man. Yeah, the Cyrene side boob was kind of a clickbait. You will get some of that in later episodes of Star Control. And we have to hope that Fred Ford and Paul Reich III will grace us with another Star Control someday. There's been a dispute between the people doing the Star Control Origins, which are not them, and them over the trademarks and all that. And, you know, the game that they made was so loosely based on this, it didn't even have any original stuff going on in it. So we need a true, legit sequel, a Star Control 4. And if it could be current gen, then my God, I won't know how to act. I won't know how to act. But hey, we're pretty much out of time for this episode. I was so happy to be able to take a look at this game with you. It's just fantastic. You've got your melee where you can actually take on another player and you guys pick which ships you want to use. I think that's basically what this new version they made is all about, and it's just not the whole game, and it's not the same races and ships and stuff, although it looks kind of neat. It has no soul. It's not the real deal. So anyway, always nice to be able to look back at the classics. I have to insist that you find a way to play this game if you haven't already, and that you find a way to play Star Control 2 if you haven't already, and find a way to play Star Flight if you haven't already. Pick them all up for the Genesis, emulate them somehow, do what you got to do to get a hold of those games, play them, and enjoy them. If you're new here on the Emceemur Show, I hope that you're going to like this video, and I hope that you're going to subscribe if you like watching people play games. Day one, unbox large collector's editions and playing retro stuff, because that's something we do a lot of right here on the Emceemur Show. What do you think about this game? Have you ever played this game before? Do you own this game? Have you ever gone to the store to buy this game? Did you go to a retailer to buy the game? When you got to the retailer to buy the game? Did you go to the clerk to pay the clerk for the game at the retailer when you bought the game? Did a friend actually buy the game? Did you call your friend to see if he had the game? Did your friend invite you over to your house to play the game? Did you go to your friend's house to play the game? Did your friend invite you over for dinner before you decided to play the game? What did you have for dinner at your friend's house before you went to play the game? Were their parents okay before you came to their friend's house to play dinner when you played the game with your friend? Let me know what you think about all the aforementioned right here on the Emceemur Show. Let me know in the comments, because you know if you're watching the recap, I will still love to get a conversation going with you, just like I've done with everyone here in the chat tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for showing up for TNL. More great stuff coming your way. We're going to be playing God of War right here on the Emceemur Show when it launches this Friday, and potentially some Defiance 2050, or we can get us a dadgum beta code. Come on, Tryon, you know I'm counting on you. All kind of great things coming your way each and every time right here on the Emceemur Show. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for joining me, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.